Hello folks and welcome to Erannorth Renaissance. Today is the first reveal. We are in a early alpha build, a very early alpha build. So everything you will see is subject to change by the time you will get the game into your hands. So let's start. Erannorth Renaissance is a choose your own adventure. So there is a lot of text. Everything except combat and exploration happens in a text-based environment where you read things. The character then chooses how they will approach the situation and so on. So we have two pre-generated characters here, Eric and Diana, and you can also create your custom character. We will be playing with Diana today, and we can't change anything here. Basically this is it, we are done. We can click play and go into the character proper. But let's take a moment to review a bit what's going on here. This is our character skills. The grayed out are skills that we don't have. The dark ones are the skills that we do have and the corresponding rank. And these skills create a rank for our esotericism attribute. We will be talking in more detail as we play about what exactly this does. We also have luck and armor. Luck basically is these three derived attributes: dodge, critical, and initiative. Here is the perks that you can get as you play the game. They have a skill requirement, most of them. Down the road you might be also able to take perks that are unique to your character. For now there aren't any. Most of these are actually placeholder. I haven't get to make the perks yet. And this is our inventory where we can drag things into the slots and equip our character. For instance, right now we have equipped Ethereal Hands, which inflicts the stun and causes a target to lose a turn, but also gives us a passive benefit of armor. Okay, so let's play. As I said, the game is very text intensive, and due to financial constraints, of course, there can't be any voice acting, but I have activated the accessibility feature that comes along with most modern operating systems. So there is text to speech. That means that your operating system, depending on what voices you have installed on it, can narrate the various text in the game for you. So this is what we will do for this video, so you can follow along with the story. As I said, this is not voice acting, this is text to speech that comes along with all modern operating systems, and this is how
As
you
consciousness
activate it.
gently pulls you back from the depths of oblivion, the first sensation to greet you is the comforting warmth radiating from a nearby campfire. Its light dances across your vision, casting a soft glow on the figure seated opposite you. She is a vision of ethereal beauty, her silver hair shimmering in the firelight, framing a face marked by serene wisdom. The night air, once a sharp bite against your skin, now caresses you with a soothing chill, tempered by the fire's embrace. Your hands, previously numb with cold, begin to thaw in the heat, tingling as life returns to them. You recall the kindness in her actions as she tended to your wounds, her hands moving with a healer's grace. The memory of pain feels distant, a testament to her skill. The world had slipped away from you then, consciousness fading into darkness, leaving you at the mercy of the unknown. Now, awakening in this tranquil clearing, Under her vigilant gaze, you feel a profound gratitude mixed with curiosity. Clouded by the strain of recent events, your mind labors to piece together the fragments of memory that haunt you. You recall the journey to Laildhorpe Burrow, an expedition filled with promise and peril, in search of the enigmatic orb with your friends Janice, Claire, and Rila. The events that followed blur into a maze of half-remembered images and sensations, bringing you to this moment. The aroma of roasting boar ignites a sharp pang of hunger within you.
So this is where our journey starts. You will
Enathil. How long was I unconscious, you ask, trying to piece together the lost fragments of time.
you will have a chance to learn more about what happened before the events that lead you to this point, and that flashback will also act as a character creation where we can add some additional skills to our character before the game starts checking for them. So
About a day or so. You must be starving, she observes, her voice a gentle melody in the stillness of the night. With a graceful motion, she extends a plate toward you, its contents steaming in the cool air. The crackling flames weave a comforting, rhythmic dance, offering warmth and a semblance of safety in the wilderness.
okay, so choices can fall into several categories. They can be our role-playing choices, how you want to role-play your character. They can be skill checks that you will have to do in order to deal with certain situations or glean additional information and so on. There will also be skill checks that were done in the background and you pass them, so you will see that you can take this choice. It will be clearly marked with a check mark. And some other choices that we will be talking about as we proceed with this video. Okay, so let's
The aroma of the succulent meat
continue.
stirs a deep hunger within you, a reminder of how long it's been since you last ate. You take a bite, and the rich, smoky flavor floods your senses, providing not just nourishment but a momentary respite from the weight of your memories. It's good you're in one piece. I noticed your clothing suffered during your ordeal. I've set aside a fresh set for you, she says, her voice reflecting a touch of relief, as if she had been genuinely concerned about your awakening. At her indication, you notice a backpack by the side of the campfire, just within the light's perimeter. Choose whatever feels right for you, she adds. It's a small gesture, but in this wilderness, it feels like a sliver of normalcy, a chance to reclaim a part of your identity that seemed lost in the fall and the subsequent chaos. Inside the backpack, you find a selection of garments, each offering a different aspect of comfort and practicality.
So basically we have two choices here, and we can pick the traveler's
As you sit
outfit
by
for
the
here.
fire, feeling the chill lift from your bones, questions swirl in your mind. Are my friends safe? Did they survive? And if they did, where would they have gone? The logical assumption is that they sought the nearest town to resupply before returning home.
So far you are gathering your bearings. You still have not a clear idea of what have happened just yet. Here happened some things. We got an attire, a travel outfit, and we also equipped it. And also the main quest, the fate of my companions, got updated. And if we go to our journal right here, we can read what has happened so fast. Here you can filter your quests and mark them active, clear or show the quest tracker that appears in the overworld, and so on. And you can also access your inventory, and this is the currency we currently have.
Where's the nearest town? Larnford lies to the east. There's a path nearby that merges with the Merchants Road, Erannorth explains. It's the most secure route, frequented by traders and travelers. This way, we'll have a better chance of avoiding danger and finding our way more easily. We can leave at first light, she suggests, indicating that time is critical, whether for your recovery, your quest, or perhaps concerns of her own.
Okay, we can accept your offer or not.
I am sure you have more questions, but we can talk more after you've eaten. You'll need your strength for the journey ahead. She nods, and with a grace that seems inherent, she returns to her tasks. As you settle into Erannorth's camp, a sudden rustling from the nearby bushes startles you. Your hand instinctively reaches for your weapon, but then you pause, noticing a large wolf stepping into the clearing. The wolf's eyes meet yours, holding a depth and intelligence that seems uncharacteristic of a wild animal. Before you can react, Erannorth's soothing voice interjects, "Do not mind Lynn. She won't hurt a fly." The wolf, Lynn, pads closer to Erannorth, nuzzling her hand affectionately. The dawn is not far, and with it, the road to Larnford awaits, a ribbon of possibility that winds through the forest and out into the wider world. Settle in Erannorth's camp.
Okay, so now we are in what I call downtime activities, and that's we are not yet in the outside world where we can travel and so on. We are in Erannorth's camp, and we are trapped here till certain things happen, certain questions are answered and so on. So going to our journal, we can see that now we have a new update in our quest, My Lost Journal, and we need to speak with Erannorth in her camp right here, so she can give it to us. Okay, as you can see, the highlighted tiles are the tiles where I can move, and while in downtime I don't spend any action points. I'm basically in the autopilot, and if I hover over an interactable item that I can reach, if it's within the area of my reach, then I would be able to talk with a wolf or an Athil and so on. So let's go here, click talk.
Lynn. Is she your companion? In a way, yes. About a moon ago,
Here we
I
did
found
a
her,
survival
wounded
check
and
in the
caught in a bear
background and
trap.
we failed.
It pained me to see such a noble creature in distress. I managed to free her and have been nursing her back to health ever since. You watch as Lynn sits calmly by Erannorth's side, her demeanor more akin to a loyal hound than a wild wolf. She's been a faithful friend ever since. I believe she understands that I helped her, and in her own way, she's chosen to stay and offer her protection, Erannorth explains, her eyes reflecting a bond formed from compassion and mutual respect.
Okay, so we can talk here further. I will close the awful text to speech so we can accelerate and move on to the things I want to actually show you. Let's ask why did she name here Lynn. You can pause if you want to read the texts as they play out. We can ask various questions here, roleplay our character a bit. And also now go to talk to Erannorth herself and get our journal. Okay, so the character's journal is some sort of settings where you can set up some of preferences. And for now you can choose how many encounters you will be facing while in the world map. That is how many roving bands will be roaming around trying to capture you and lead to a combat scenario. So I will just say a few encounters. That's what happens in the overworld map, and it's something different than the story encounters. You can also enable or disable romances, and if you enable them, whether there will be explicit content in them or not, romances are completely optional. So let's say that we disable them for now and close our journal. So our next task is a night of rest. Again, we need to speak with an Athil. We didn't speak much before, we just got the journal. And here we can learn more about her. We can also barter, that is get some items. She has a dagger that costs 15 farthings and is governed by bladed weapons. That is, we gain bonus if we have bladed weapons. And it also has the ability of bleed out, which requires intrigue 2 that we don't have. In any case, let's purchase it and see what happens. Okay, so now we have the dagger, and we can go to our inventory and equip it here, or better in the offhand slot. And you will notice that this ability right here we can't access because we don't have intrigue 2. If we did, we will also had the bleed out ability. Okay, so let's move on. I'm skipping right now the various dialogue options you could have with an Athil, and we'll go to our flashback where we learn some things about what happened to our character so far.
As sleep envelops you, you find yourself once more before Lealthorpe Burrow. The entrance is marked by a majestic stone archway inscribed with runes whose meanings have been lost over time. These arcane symbols whisper of ancient eras, of wisdom and power once nestled in the earth's depths. The air around you is thick, saturated with the smell of moist soil and age-old stone, an aroma that resonates with every soul seeking hidden truths. It's a scent that suggests discoveries waiting in the shadowy recesses of the burrow. As daylight fades.
So even the flashback is not exactly part of it's the most recent part of our character's past, so you don't know much about what happened to them earlier, before that point in time. So here we can dive into our memories or skip this flashback. For now, let's dive into our memories and see what happened and why did we end up in Emerald Basin. Again, I will skip ahead of the story. You can read it. You can pause and read it if you want. So this is not skill checks yet. This is basically skills that we can acquire for free. It's part of the character creation process, part of what our character knew beforehand to do. And you don't know what these skills do at this point. You could go to your character sheet and check, see what this does, what that does, or the idea is to just roleplay. What would your character do? Well, Diana would draw upon her knowledge of the arcane to decipher the runes on the archway. And that gives us a +1 in occult. This means that we got some influence with Rayla because of our choice. She's one of our companions that we might find again later on. So what we would do here, perhaps attempt to decipher the ancient ritual. So again, we are not doing checks, we are just casting on our characters' past experiences to gain some additional skills. So let's this time use our perception and get some point in perception. And occult. So here we can seek reassurance in one of our companions and gain some influence with them. So this is where things go awry, and let's
The chamber trembles under the unleashed force, the very air charged with a raw, untamed energy. The orb, once a beacon of silent power, now thrashes wildly, as if struggling against an unseen force. Reela's fingers claw frantically at the artifact, trying to regain control, but it's as if the orb has a will of its own. Her expression is one of disbelief and fear, a stark contrast to the confidence she exuded moments before. The room is a maelstrom of energy, the runes on the walls flaring wildly in response to the orb's agitation. The pedestal shakes, cracks forming along its surface, as if it too is struggling to contain the power it cradles. Janus lunges forward, but it's too late. The ground beneath Reela crumbles, opening a gaping void into darkness. With a look of terror and disbelief, Reela falls, swallowed by the abyss. In a split second of decision, you reach out, trying to save her, but the ground betrays you, too. The fall is a tumultuous journey into darkness, the light from the chamber above fading into nothingness. Thoughts race through your mind, the certainty of losing Reela, the uncertainty of your companion's fate. Their voices, once so clear and present, now fade away,
leaving you into a solitary descent. So we end up at the sewage drain, and our journey continues through a watery drifting. And we awake back to our camp to find it enshrouded in a thick, ghostly mist that clings to everything, and Enathil is nowhere around, nowhere to be seen. So undead show up, and we are vastly outnumbered, but thankfully Lane the wolf we met in the camp shows up and makes things a bit more even for us. So let's choose our weapon. I will pick magical weapons, and your fingers wrap around your wand, the wood warm against your palm, pulsing with latent energy. We get magical weapons, we also get a novice's wand, and we equipped a novice's wand, so let's fight. Okay, so here is the same camp, but we are now in combat mode. And we can see what abilities we have. We can also use the number here to quickly select this option. And this down here is the cooldown, which means that we need to wait this much turns before using it again. So these weapons, we can use it once per turn, and so on. Okay, but we do need to move. The red tiles mark the range. This is blocking us for reaching the skeleton. So I will just go here and end my turn. Now up here you can see what abilities the enemies have. They can move, they have some sort of weapon. This guy is the most dangerous because the novice hand has the reach of 2 hexes. We have our wolf. Let's use bite. And down the skeleton goes. Ethereal Hands will can inflict a stun for 1 turn. Let's deal some damage. Now that we dropped this enemy significantly, he will try to retreat. You can see here also what happened so far. So I will retreat too and hide behind my wolf. Let's move here. We don't have a line of sight for this guy. I will just stay here. Down he goes, and the other guy now is trying to escape us, but we have 2 hexes reach. And that's it. Now that the combat ends, we can explore around, see if we can find anything interesting in these bodies. We found a novice's hand. We already have it, so not much of a merit at this point. And we also found an engraved ring which triggered a new story here. This is a perception check. Let's see if we can succeed or not. We failed. Lynn also leaves the party because we can't really take her with us, so now we have to decide if we will investigate of Enathil's disappearance or keep the ring, keep it to sell it. I will just keep it to sell it. So this basically doesn't give me the quest to find out what happened to Erannorth because my character doesn't really care. So something happened here. As we approach to Lanford, we come across this situation here, and we can do a warfare check to try to understand what happened, or a perception check and search the records for clues, follow the bloody trail. Warfare, of course, failed. We don't have warfare. We don't have perception either. Let's examine the documents. We found a quest item called Order of Light Missive. And now we can follow the bloody trail deeper into the woods. Let's investigate the scene. If you have only one option, it's picked automatically, so you don't have to pick it. We found a journal, a carved box, a broken amulet. Let's examine the broken amulet. So there is our occult check succeeded. And now we can attempt a rituals check to reforge the shattered amulet. Unfortunately, that check fails. Let's read the journal. It's an inquisitor from the capital, Doven. Nothing interesting here. Let's search for tracks. We got survival check. Our party gained some experience, and we found a wooden lodge. And inside there are 3 bodies devoid of life, with a particular absence of blood here, speaking of an unnatural force at play. Okay, let's search the lodge for clues. The typical bandit paraphernalia, but also there is an absence of wealth here, which is quite strange. Let's investigate the bodies. And resume our journey. There is nothing more to do here. So we are now in the world map, and every tile here can be something. The towns are pretty much open. For example, this is the inn here. You can go there and see what's going on. This is the main gate, barracks, and there are a lot of stuff going on here. The game world is pretty large. Let's zoom out a bit. We are here. This is Lanford, and this is a very ambitious undertaking to fill in this world with stories and sandbox activities and things to do, and it will probably take a long time to get there, but the milestone for the early access is to have the main campaign completed, and after that I want to create a more lively world where in every tile there is something interesting thing to do and see. Anyway, for now this is the basic presentation of the game. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments below. I will be seeing you next time. Bye bye.